Welcome to another episode of What If There's a Better Way. I'm your host, Leah, and this is another mini session. I thought today I would like to talk about the beauty that comes after regulating your nervous system, growing your capacity, and getting some big old survival stress out of your system, which might take a while, right? So this is not 2 months after starting this kind of work. It's a few years afterwards. But I think it's definitely worth it. So let's make this personal, right? Because everybody has a different story and could possibly have stored or still storing many different things. So what happened for me was that now I feel like I have an actual relationship with my body. And how do I know this? I know this because now I notice that there are many things that affect me. So I used to be a very kind of probably cold person. I would maybe always be stressed before I started this work. So, but now I generally don't feel stressed, and I feel like my organs, my insides have awakened. So instead of feeling kind of cold and dead inside, kind of, yes, there's a lot of happening. There's a lot of warmth. There is also sharp sensations. There is nuance. There's affect. There's chills that run all over my body. It really depends. So it made my inner life very nuanced and colorful in a way. And my connection to people much, much stronger. And also other things that happened were, since I generally have a kind of sense of peace now on an everyday basis, it happens that something happens and I'm kind of like thrown off, and it might, depending on what happened, it might even take me a few weeks to get back to baseline. But life is complicated. But I get back and I feel like a difference on a day-to-day basis. And I can sense the difference of the things that I'm ingesting and how they affect me. So like the kind of water I'm drinking, the type of food that I'm eating, or sometimes even just from the smell, which kind of body part this herb or fruit or vegetable would be affecting, right? It depends. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's getting more and more clear and easier to distinguish. And even if there is something stressful, right? Like I said before, if something big happens, it might take a while. But generally speaking, I recover pretty fast now. And in my thinking, I'm becoming more and more flexible it's easier to learn and to adjust to new circumstances. Old tensions and injuries in my body are also unraveling. And there is a sense also of kind of goodness that is present. Kind of always now. It's like, oh, I'm good. Like, it's fine. It's like, it's similar to the peaceful feeling, but it's a little bit different. It's just like, oh, nice. It's much easier now to avoid people that don't resonate well with me. And why is that? Well, now it takes very little to like see how they're impacting me, because I'm always just feeling and sensing my way, like every day and all day and with every person. So if somebody's just like making my stomach clench or my heart close up or kind of like my skin harden, I just know it's like, oh, just keep any contact with this person to a minimum. If I don't need them for anything at all, just don't try and be friendly and engage and don't try and make friends with that kind of person. And at the same time, and on the flip side, when I like somebody, when I like click with someone, when I feel like, oh, this is a good person, it's like, oh, it's also really easy to feel, because there's this ease that stays in my body and it's just comfortable. And kind of boundaries have become easy, at least in the circumstances that I'm in now. If or when my circumstances change, I will have to sharpen my toolbox and see how I adjust there. But at the moment, it's pretty easy, because there's also this kind of more and more kind of this simpleness and purity in my communication that's coming out. So I'm not trying to get something out of somebody and kind of like creating that icky feeling and forcing myself to get something out of a person, because it's such a like icky feeling. So that makes boundaries easy, because I just noticed from the get-go, okay, this would be a complicated person. Like I just described the feelings from before, the sensations. And so I just don't engage. And then the need for a lot of like mind games just falls away. Animals and children really seem to like me more and more recently. I do feel bigger and bigger connection to just like spirituality, like the forces of nature. I feel like they're like kind of like they're in touch with me, like I'm in touch with them. There's it depends on the day, of course. So, but like there's a connection there and it's growing. A lot of things are now becoming about just simply choices, since a lot of like compulsions and urges are softening or even went away, right? Which is that survival stress energy roaming around in your body. Since a lot of those things are taken care of, like the waves inside my body, to speak metaphorically, are very calm. So it's very easy to navigate the waters and just simply choose something new, or just just choose what I want instead of being compelled or urged to do something or to be something.